everybody. I thought it would be easier to pop in and just do a quick little video to give you an update on Chip. He's out for a bit of grass right now. This live isn't going to be very long because he's only allowed 5 minutes at a time because he's going out so much. But the vet was here today, and we did tube him, and she also palpated him and pulled out the rest of the impaction. If you have horses, you know exactly what that means. She didn't feel anything else inside him. She said it's still possible that there's something further up his gut, further than she can feel, but she doesn't think that's a probability. It's just a possibility. And based on his gut motility sounds, it seems like it's starting to churn along in there. But we got the hard little lumps out of the poor guy. He was so good about having the tube. I felt so bad for him, but he just took it. I mean, he was sedated, but Chip doesn't care about sedation. He can be a jerk even under sedation. So he was really, really good. He took it, and we were able to get some fluids into him. He hasn't pooped since, but of course he hasn't really eaten that much because he's been on restricted food because we haven't wanted to make the impaction worse. So what we're doing right now is we are still bringing him out for grass for 5 or 6 minutes every hour, as well as I'm making him a super soupy mash to feed him. And we've taken away the 24/7 feed box and hay just so that we can assess if he's moving through properly before we give him back his 24/7 access to his forage. It's kind of worked out well because Escudo's hay box ran out of hay this morning, and Chip's hay box we filled a couple of days ago, and that thing weighs about 200 pounds, and I couldn't lift it. So last night I left the back of his stall open. You can kind of see how our barn works, and left the gates open. I closed the field, and he was able to walk back and forth and do his thing. And then I closed the front of his stall so he couldn't get out into his paddock to his hay box. And I think he didn't love that scenario. So what's really good tonight is I've just swapped him in Escudo, so Escudo can eat his food and he can be in that stall and paddock without hay in there. And I will be giving him a mash every hour until midnight. And then the vet said overnight, since I can't supervise him, she'd rather me just not feed him and then report back in the morning. So hopefully this is, he's on the mend. He's definitely very hungry. I say his front end did not know what his back end was doing. So he really wanted to eat. And so it's really hard for me to see him asking for food. Escudo was still in his paddock because I haven't been able to put him out or do anything with him today. And I knew his box was out of food, so I went and grabbed a flake to bring to Escudo while we were waiting for the vet. And because Chip's door was open back there, he flew out of the stall and accosted me and tried to steal the flake, and my heart just sank. But we have to do what's best for his system, and he'll forgive us. Anyhow, I do have to sign off because I'm getting close to our 5-minute time limit here, and the vet was pretty adamant about that because they're only up to 2 hours of grass time in the morning, so she doesn't really want me to exceed that total in the day when he's coming out every hour, especially at this time of day when the grass is a little bit more sugar rich. So thank you all so much for your support. I will try to catch up on the comments, but of course when you get behind a couple of days in comments, it takes quite a bit longer to catch up on them. But I really do appreciate all the support, and so does Chip, and we'll be in touch soon. Bye everybody.